I was literally messed up. So I tried to live a life where, coming from a place of rejection and abandonment, I was living my life trying to earn love in different ways. And the way I did that was by, doing whatever they required of me without questioning it. I was always a good girl, I was like the domestic princess. I could do everything. I could literally cook, I can clean, I could do all of that stuff. And that was all a way of me trying to earn the love that I was starved from. Bearing in mind, my mom did love me so much so, but I guess in the midst of the circumstances, the years of me being loved was less than what I actually had for the majority of my life. So, I was literally starved of love and just wanted love in such a way that I felt like I had to work for it and earn the love from people to me, which obviously later on in my life caused a lot of issues. So, got to secondary school, was fine. At this point in time, I was actually molested, sexually abused by my adopted father. And it just caused a lot of pain for me because I just thought, here I am, I don't have a real dad, because at that point I didn't even have any contact with my father after meeting him at the age of 8, and then I didn't meet him again until I was 23, I believe. So a good 15 years of not knowing my own biological father, but obviously even before that I didn't know him. So I'm now a person who feels alone in this world where I have, my mom's gone, she's passed away, she's in heaven. I'm now in this world with just no one. So I've always kind of carried the weight of the world on my shoulder, of someone who was messed up. Like, in my mind, in my heart, everything, I was just not... It's funny because on the outside I was always this bubbly girl, smiling, always helping everybody, giving advice, all that kind of stuff. And on the inside I was broken, so broken that started to show more when I was about 17, where I did the whole be a good girl kind of thing, and that just got slapped in my face. So I was just like, you know what, forget this. I'm going to try being bad. So I joined, a group of people who I guess were cool in school, and I started bunking my lessons, started talking to guys, started going out, drinking, smoking weed, doing all that kind of stuff, which before I never did. I did really well in secondary school and actually was one of the top students at school. But when it got to college, I was just like, that didn't do me any favors. It didn't get me the love I wanted. So let's try out what the bad life looks like. And bad, obviously, in those days were like cool. So I was hanging out with the cool kids, but obviously not knowing that I was digging myself a deeper hole. And that carried on to university, where I did fail my A-levels. And in failing my A-levels, funny enough, the course I actually wanted to go do, they told me I was like the strongest candidate there. So they actually wanted me to come to the uni, but they offered a foundation degree for me to do it so I can actually go into my intended course the following year, which was fine. I went to uni and still carried on the lifestyle of chilling with people who were cool, and that was just a slippery slope for me. But it's until years down the line, about another 3-4 years down the line, that I realized that I had, lost my virginity, was drinking, going raving, just doing all manner of nonsense, and I was just messed up on the inside, and I was depressed, I was suicidal. I was alive, but I was dead on the inside. So, for those who know me, I always used to describe myself as my heart was in a coma. So I was alive, but I was dead on the inside. So it got to a point where I almost failed my degree, and I thought reality hit me. I thought I've always had this vision for my life that, yes, I've been through a lot, but I always had it in me that I'll always make it somehow. At the point of almost failing my degree, I decided that something has to give. So I decided, and that's when I remember falling on my knees at the age of 22 in my room, having failed my second year, semester B, and was at the point of dropping out. I said, God, if you're real, help me. I remember those words. I was in tears on the floor, say, God, if you're real, help me. And I think that's when my journey really started, and then I joined a uni campus fellowship, which actually happened to be Salem, and, I started going a few times. I was going a few times, it was once a week or something. So, I remember being in one of the services, and I was just weeping because I felt the pain in my heart, but all of a sudden, there was something that came in that just didn't hurt as much. So I thought, oh, okay, I really want to try this God thing out. And that's where my journey of becoming saved started. I was determined in my final year that I would focus on just changing my life, I guess. And I think that's where my journey in Christ started.